This is the Intelligent Human Voice Podcast Broadcast Network. I'm your host, the PatMan, and today we're going to talk about questions. Actually, we're just going to ask a bunch of questions, and we're going to get some answers out there. Get some answers. What's a bunch of questions without answers? That's what I always say. I like asking questions. You know, especially if you're going out on a date or someone you're planning on dating, have some questions ready. They'll be surprised that you actually have questions for them. My name is the PatMan from the Bay to LA and beyond. This is the Intelligent Human Voice Podcast Network, broadcasting all over the world. And you know how big the world is, right? Yeah. We're going to get into this as I let you get some funk in your system real quick. Let that ride real quick. Let it ride. Are you on it? Oh, yeah. If you like those tunes and more, we're going to make them available at the end of the series. A bunch of instrumentals and I got some poetry stuff that I want people to just, say what they have to say. No, not a lot of word magic. I'm not into word magic, man. People will cast a spell on you. Better watch out now. That's what I'm talking about. So today I asked the question, what is America spending? Where's the money going? How is America spending their money? Well, ask a question, get an answer. In the fiscal year of 2015, the federal budget was $3.8 trillion. These trillions of dollars make up about 20% of the U.S. economy, as measured by the gross domestic product, or GDP. It's also about $12,000 for every woman, man, and child in the United States. That number is mind-boggling, but think about it. $3.8 trillion for every person. Well, let's go further. The question goes even more, how is America spending money? What does the government spend its money on? That's a good question. All right. I don't see any numbers here, but here we go. Where do governments spend money? The Congress shall provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. Governments make direct purchases of goods and services. Governments also make transfer payments such as welfare, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and unemployment insurance. Still doesn't answer the question. Anyway, here's a good one. How much does the average American spend in one day? Oh, goodness gracious, have mercy. This is where I'm going to be able to help you guys out big time. The answer goes, as you can see, this offers a much different picture. While the average American household spends $140 per day, over 60% of American households actually spend less than this amount. If you're out spending $140 a day, we should be friends, because I'll take half of that and you take the other half and do what you want. I'm going to take your half and I'm going to invest it into some stuff that I need. And then every time we hook up, you can give me half of that and I'll invest more and more into stuff I need. And I won't spend it on food because I cook, and I'll cook every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. So if you're out spending $140 a day, goodness gracious, that's a lot of money. But think about it. Coffee. The average person drinking coffee in LA. Let's talk about that. Coffee is what, $5 to $10? $5 to $10. When did coffee become $5 to $10? Used to be able to go to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee for $2, maybe $1. I remember this guy used to come in, true story, used to work at McDonald's many moons ago, my first job. This guy would come in and he would spend. Older white dude, looked like Methuselah, had this beard. I don't know what Methuselah looked like, but pictures white people with beards and stuff in the Bible. But anyway, he would come in and he would spend like, I think $5 maybe at the most. He would buy the same thing, a fillet of fish, no tartar sauce, and hot water and a coffee. So he could get as much hot water as he wanted. He could actually, I think back in the days, they would, if you stayed inside the restaurant, you would get free refills of coffee. But on the average, this man would spend like $5 a day, his fillet of fish and his coffee. And he would bring his own tea. So he'd have tea. He wouldn't ask for sugar because he didn't use sugar. But he would have his tea and he would just sit there. I didn't know what the hell this guy did all day, but he would be there for hours and he had his routine. So think about this, $5 to $10 a day on coffee. Coffee in the morning, coffee in the afternoon. I've seen people go out for coffee like 3 times in one day. Add it up. And then they'll go out to lunch. They'll go out to someone who'll call them and say, oh, we're going to go out to this drinking. We're going to go drinking tonight or whatever. So that's money on drinks. So I can see $140 a day on your average person who's trying to be a big baller, shot caller. Cook more. Bring your own coffee. Buy a thermos. Make your own coffee at home. Make your own lunch. Make your own dinner. Start saving your money and investing in the things that you need, not what you want. It's okay to buy what you want every now and then, but come on. We're still on the question of how is America spending money? Because I want to know. I don't have money to spend. $140 a day, I can do a lot. Spending $140 a day. No, that's just too much. Call yourself cheap, whatever. How much money is spent every day in, this is a good one. What is the total federal budget for 2017? Here it is. Are you ready? Drum roll. This was submitted to the 114th Congress on February 9th of 2016. So that means it's up even higher, right? And I just told you what they said the government spends money on. So here we go. $147 trillion. The deficit is at $503 billion. This is 2016 now. And debt is at $19.95 trillion. How is any of this making sense? I'm just asking the questions. You can think about it yourself and think about your own pocketbook and how you spend money and what you're receiving and what you're not receiving and what you're investing and what you're not investing. It's all up to you. Okay? Let's keep going with this question because I'm learning as I'm talking right now, as I'm speaking to you. Oh, here it is. How much does the government spend a day? Oh, goodness gracious, have mercy. Don't fall out your chair when you hear this. There are I need to know that. There are 365 days in the year, 24 hours in a day, and 60 minutes an hour. That adds up to a total of 600 million minutes of however you calculate that. Divide that figure into the 3.6 trillion in FY fiscal year 2010 spending that you will find the federal government spends about $6.885 million per minute. The government spends $6.85 million per minute. You know what? That's making me very nauseous right now. Well, that's true. Here it is. If CBS said it must be true. They actually did a thing on it, an article. The government spending per minute, $6.8 million. And how rich are you today? How broke are you today? Are you living check to check? Well, take some of those tips I just gave you. Make your own coffee. Bring your own lunch. Skip the drinking out with the girls and boys. Invest in you. Invest in you. Save your money. Save your money and invest in stuff like mining. I don't recommend the Bitcoins, but I do recommend the mining. Invest in a kid. Invest in a kid. Find a kid and say, yo, kid, I want you to learn a new technology. I want you to learn how to code video games. Invest into that kid, some random kid, and call him every now and then to ask him how's the classes going. And then when he gets a job, you'll be like, look, I invested my money into this kid. This is just off the top of the head thinking here. Wow, that number is just, it's not okay. Oh, this is a good one. What is NASA's budget in 2017? Are you ready to fall out the chair on this one? The annual budget for the U.S. $19.5 billion fiscal year of 2017. It's a total budget of about $4 trillion. As a federal agency, the National Aeronautics of Space Administration, that's NASA, in case you guys didn't know that, receives its funding from the annual federal budget passed by the United States Congress. Wow. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Look, I'm just trying to get a few million so I can take those few million and build schools that actually work, that's actually teaching now skills that you can use in the now as opposed to 6 years from now or 5 years from now. The now. Robotics, electronics, computers, advanced technologies, virtual reality, permaculture, all that good stuff. That's why I'm doing the podcast, so I can monetize it in a way so I can take that money. I don't need money like that. I don't need to spend $140 a day. I don't need to spend $6.85 million a minute. I'm just trying to get a few hundred here and there, I don't need a bunch of shoes and nonsense. Does any of us? My God. Getting excited here. I'm getting excited. That's me getting excited. And I still have a smile on my face, by the way. A giant smile. A smile just for you. A smile so I'm not blue. I like the question that was asked today. Read it again. How is America spending money? Well, I just told you. How much money is spent every day in the United States? Goodness gracious. This is for you people. And this is an article from 2012. So I mean, this number is up just a little more. Listen to this. Listen to this. Last year, and this is 2012. They're saying 2012. This is 2018. Last year, Americans spent $10.7 trillion in shopping. With that much dough, you could buy over 2,000 aircraft carriers, 300 private islands, and still have money left over for a latte. No, you won't. Well, lattes are about almost $10, right? Here's a taste of things that they talk about they bought. And, we bought. How much we spend on them. Oh, there's a whole list. I need to go on this, check this one out. But peep this, $96 billion were spent on beer in 2012. 2012, $96 billion. I'm getting upset by the moment. This is the Intelligent Human Voice Podcast Network. I'm your host, the PatMan, from the Bay to LA. And I hope you're not spending like these people are out there spending. Save, invest, save. It's ridiculousness. Peace.